How are you all? Welcome to your SST class. So yesterday we have started with the reading of chapter number 4 of syllabus, that is democratic government, and we have learned the origin of the word democracy. We have recalled the meaning of monarchical form of government. Then we have done some of the features of democracy like public opinion, participation, then criticization. Then apart from that, we have studied about the anti-apartheid movement, that is a discrimination between the whites and the blacks in the country of South Africa, and the leader we had talked of, that is Nelson Mandela, who led this anti-apartheid movement. Then after that, we have learned something about the participation and the ways of participating in the functioning of the government. If you are not satisfied with any of the policies of the government, then how you can criticize or how you can make the government responsible. So different ways of participating we have done, like rallies, bunds, strikes. So all these we have discussed yesterday. And then we have also discussed that all citizens of 18 years or above have the right to participate in the elections and choose their representatives, that is their government. So this much we have done. Today we are going to deal with what are conflicts, need to resolve these conflicts with the example of Cauvery dispute, and then need for equality and justice, which are two very essential things for the democratic government. So we are going to study it, and apart from that we are going to do the book work also of this chapter. So let's start. Please open your books. I hope you have read the chapter. So please open your books on page number 225 of your books. So let's start with conflicts. So keep on underlining whatever I tell you. Underline the very first line. Conflicts happen when, as an effect of disagreement, there is danger to one individual or group's interest. So what is conflict? Conflict is nothing but a disagreement on one point of view. Supposingly you agree at one point but your friend disagrees on that your point of view, so that leads to conflict. So it happens when, as an effect of disagreement, there is a danger to individual or group's interest. People tend to react to a condition based on their opinion. So they think that this is correct, whatever they are saying is correct, and the other person does not believe it. Many a times they react violently to resolve disputes. Dange fasad. Such powerful and strong responses tend to threaten the peace of the society. And what happens if there will be violent measures, if there will be fights, quarrels, and if there will be use of weapons, then it will be very harmful for democratic country, especially because it hampers the law and order of the state. The Indian Constitution clearly defines laws to be followed by the, please underline, the Indian Constitution clearly defines laws to be followed by the center and the states for resolving differences in a situation of conflict. So the Constitution is nothing but a law body, and it clearly defines the laws to be followed by the center and the state government if the case of conflict arises. So it clearly demarcates their power. Apart from legal procedures, there are alternatives like negotiation, mediation and conciliation. So please underline this also. Apart from legal procedures, one is that legal procedure is there, you can go to judiciary if any dispute is there and it is not settled by the negotiation, mediation and reconciliation. What is negotiation? आपस में समझौता करना, ठीक है, किसी चीज के ऊपर अगर कॉन्फ्लिक्ट होता है बट विदाउट एंटरिंग टू द कोर्ट, इफ आउट ऑफ द कोर्ट सेटलमेंट इज देयर बाय म्यूचुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑन द पॉइंट, देन इट इज कॉल्ड नेगोशिएशन, समझौता करना. मेडिएशन, सिमिलरली mediation and conciliation means आपस में समझौता करना is one of the same thing. So other measures are also there if a conflict is there. So let us discuss the government's role in resolving conflicts and disputes, and now how the government interferes in between and try to resolve the conflict if it is a conflict between two states. So they have explained you with the help of example, that is water dispute was there between the two states of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. So let's read it. River Cauvery is one of the important rivers of South India. Please underline. One mark objective question can be asked, which is the most important river of South India, and your answer will be Cauvery River. It became the center of dispute when there was a fight over sharing of water between Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. So another important question, 1 mark objective question, which were the two states that were involved in the water dispute? on the basis of Kaveri river. So your answer would be Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Both Mettur Dam and Krishna Raja Sagar Dam are on this river. Which two dams are established on this river? So your answer would be both Mettur and Krishna Raja Sagar Dam are built on this river Kaveri. This is another objective question. The conflict arose as Tamil Nadu felt that Karnataka was not releasing enough water for irrigation purpose during seasons of insufficient rainfall. So when there is insufficient rainfall, when there is not much of rainfall, then one state can face the problem of scarcity of water, and if the another state who has the duty of releasing the water for irrigation purposes after its use, then if it is not sufficient water for that state also, then it can lead to a dispute. So one state, if supposedly Karnataka utilized all the water and very little water was left due to scanty rainfall, and then whatever left out water was there, it just gave it to the state of Tamil Nadu, then Tamil Nadu, obviously the government of Tamil Nadu, the people of Tamil Nadu who does the work of irrigation, they will not be happy with this attitude of Karnataka. So what it will lead to is conflict. So no, they were not releasing enough water for irrigation purpose during the seasons of insufficient rainfall. Both states did not relent and refused to negotiate on the issue. So now it became a tense situation. They did not negotiate on the situation. No one was ready to resolve the conflict. Now, who plays an important role in such a situation? Ultimately, the government set up a Kaveri Water Dispute Tribunal to ensure fair distribution of water between the two states. So what happened then? Then the government ultimately took steps, the central government, and it set up the Kaveri Water Dispute Tribunal so that there is a fair distribution of water among the two states. Okay. At times, religious celebrations lead to violence and tension. So what all other tensions can be there? Types of tensions, conflicts. One is water dispute can be there. Then can be a religious conflict also. We have already discussed it. Ram Mandir at Ayodhya, I have given you the example, or the masjid by the Muslims. So this was another example of conflict. In such situations, the government should intervene by bringing the representatives of respective communities on the negotiating table so that peace and harmony can be maintained in the state. So what happens? Again, if it is a religious conflict, then the government has to interfere in between and it tries to resolve the conflict by just negotiating between the two parties. So government here also, they tried to spoke to the Muslims and to the Hindus, and ultimately it reached to a conclusion that what should be the final result of that conflict. Okay, so this was an example of water dispute for river Kaveri. I hope you have got it. Okay, and objective questions I hope you have marked. Now moving on to need for equality and justice, which is very, very important for a democratic government. Equality is very important element of democracy. Please underline equality before law, right? We have so many fundamental rights given by our constitution which cannot be taken away from us, which cannot be curtailed. For example, right to equality before law, right to education, right to religious and educational institutions, so right to constitutional remedy. There are 6 fundamental rights that you will be studying in your higher classes. Apart from that, directive principles are laid for the government, so that also we will be doing in the higher classes. So you just remember that equality is very important feature of a democratic government. In democracy, everybody is equal in the eyes of law, which means equal status and opportunities. Please underline. So in democracy, what is there? Everybody is equal in the eyes of law, despite of their differences on the basis of caste, color, creed, religion. We don't take into consideration the color of the people, the background, his economic background, whether he is rich or poor, whether he is black or white. So these are not taken into consideration, but all people are equal in the eyes of law. They have the right to take education in any institution. They have the right to visit any part of India. They have the right to follow any religion or just worship any festival. So these, what is it? The equality before law, and it is important feature of democracy. Equality can be achieved only when there is just distribution of resources. Very, very important. Now, how can we achieve equality? We can achieve equality only when there is equal distribution of resources, be it land, be it money, amongst all the people of country. Equality and justice go hand in hand, and this is highlighted in the policies of the government. The Constitution upholds equality for all, irrespective of gender, class, religion or color. So there is special feature in the Constitution that all should be granted equality before law without any discrimination on the basis of caste, color, religion, sex and even gender. So all people are equal in the eyes of law, and Constitution had framed laws considering this special feature of democracy. The government is rigorously promoting programs aimed at the welfare of the girl child and empowerment of women. So we are aware of this fact that government is framing its policies and laws from time to time, taking into consideration the place of girl and women in the society. So now they are making special measures for the girl child. Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, government scheme, you might be aware of that. So this is just to promote the development of the girl. And then empowerment of women. We all know that women in the earlier society, they were not given the right to vote, and then they were not having the right to education. But now, according to our constitution, even the women have the right to vote, and even they can have free education in all the government educational institutions and even in private institutions. So seats are reserved for women too, and especially girls. So just see one example. In Haryana, education for women up to graduation level is free. So now what the state government of Haryana has done, it has made a compulsory free education for the women or girls who are just not graduate. So till graduation level, that is till 10th class, you have a free education in all the education institutions for girls especially. Similarly, to give equal status to the underprivileged class, practicing untouchability is banned in India. So in earlier societies, we all know that untouchability were there. People of lower caste, they were not allowed to enter the temples or take the educational institutions of the higher upper class. They were not allowed to take water from the same taps. They were not allowed to do other activities that were meant for the upper classes. So nowadays, this untouchability has been abolished by our government, and it says that it is a crime if you follow the untouchability. And special measures have been made by the government to uplift the power, to give powers to these underprivileged societies, that is the backward classes, the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribes. So let's see. The weaker classes are referred to as scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Please underline, objective question is there. What are the weaker classes known as? The weaker classes are known as the scheduled castes and the scheduled tribes. Okay. Special provisions like reservation of seats in government jobs and educational institutions have been made for women. So we all know that government is making reservation policies from time to time, especially for women, and they just allow the women to just take education in the educational institutions, and they also provide facilities for job in their offices, government offices. So women have the right to vote, they have the right to work anywhere and take education, best of education. So that was all from this chapter. I hope you have understood each and every term. So let's move on to the book work that is there in your books now. On the same page number 226, some multiple choice questions are there. Let's start. So first multiple choice questions, let's start. It's on page number 226. This is exercise A. So the Kaveri River dispute is between Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra, Gujarat or Karnataka. So it is option number C, that is Karnataka. Next one. Dash may be responsible for conflicts. What should be responsible for conflicts? Individuals, groups or disagreement. So we have already done it. It is disagreement. So this is option number A according to your book. Next we have, okay, so these were the only two. Next we have next exercise, that is B, fill in the blanks are there. So let's see the fill in the blanks now. Rule of a king who is the head of the country. What is that government called? Yes, it is monarchy. Number 2, representative government. It is democracy. So one word you have to use for all these. I hope you remember the previous chapter, third, types of governments. Leader of apartheid movement, we all know, Nelson Mandela, who even went to jail for how many years? Yes, 27 years. Procedure for selecting someone through voting. What it is called? Universal Adult Franchise. Right? I hope you know it. Okay. Next, again on the next page we have multiple choice questions. 3 multiple choice questions are there. So let's quickly do that. But before that we also have your match the following. So that is option exercise number C. So I'll give you the series. First let me tell you the answers. Monarchy, related to king. Nelson Mandela, anti-apartheid movement. Krishna Raja Sagar, river Kaveri. And democracy, of course, participation of people. So what should be the series for match the following? It should be, first we have river Kaveri. So it is 3, 4, 1 and 2. So it should be 3, 4, 1 and 2. So this is the correct series. So you will not draw the lines, you will write down the numbers. Next are multiple choice questions are again there in your book. So let's do that. It's on page number 227 now. Page number 227. Again some MCQs are there. So let's do it. Okay. Greek words Demos and Kratos together mean monarchy? No. Authority of the queen? No. Authority of the people, right? So it is option number C according to your books. The most important ingredient to make democracy work and successful is power of king? No. Authority? No. Then equality? Yes, of course. So it is option number A according to your books. Education institutions create dash among young citizens. Laziness? Schools and colleges? No. Do they do so? No. Participation? Okay. They sometimes ask you to participate but not in political affairs. So it creates awareness about the social political happenings going around the world. So this is again option number A, that is awareness. So with this we finish the multiple choice questions. Then long answers are there, short questions are there. This I will be sending you the PDF file, so you have to do it in your fair notebooks. Then thoughts are there. This we are not going to do. It's your wish if you want to write for yourself. Then there is one activity given over here. Students form groups to search through newspapers and other news sources such as internet and magazines for the following. Collect a list of main 3 political parties in India. So you have to do this activity in your notebooks. You will write down the names of the political parties first, like 7 to 8 names of political parties you will write, and then out of that you will just write the 3 that are present in India, the most common ones. Find out their symbols, election manifestos and flags. Then you have to, in front of that political party, you will mention the flag that has been used or the symbol that has been used. And then who is the current leader of that particular political party. So 3 things you are going to do this in the activity, and it should be done in your notebook. So with this we finish this chapter also. Then we are going to take another chapter from your geography, since we have already covered 4 chapters from history, 4 are done from civics, and we are just finished with only 2 chapters from geography. So let's be at par, equal. So we are going to take the 3rd chapter of your geography, that is motions of earth. So just read that chapter before coming to the class so that some of the things are clear in your mind. We have already done about latitudes and longitudes, prime meridian, international date line, so many things we have done, and now we are going to study about the rotation and revolution of the earth and how it causes a change in the season. So many terms are there, we will be doing that. So that's all for today. Stay safe, stay home.